tallying the damage after a terrifying and deadly storm rips through St. Louis.
The TV fell, bricks started coming through the wall.
That was real scary.
As rescue teams reach through the rubble, officials work to learn more about a possible tornado touchdown.
We've got a very good idea of the path it took and the destruction that came after.
I'll go in depth on the storm that hit St. Louis and the ones that track through just to the south of us. Today in St. Louis, Weekend Edition starts right now.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Right now, St. Louis officials are going through the city. They're here lending support in the aftermath of yesterday's deadly storms. Good Saturday morning, everyone. I'm Rennie Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Of course, that severe weather we know killed 5 people. And in St. Louis City, I should mention, hurting dozens, possibly hundreds more. Barnes Jewish Hospital saw dozens of new patients, most of whom should be discharged today. Yeah. We also know that children were sent to the ER at Children's Hospital. We are also this morning learning more about a few of those victims. 48-year-old Juan Baltazar was killed yesterday afternoon in Carondelet Park. He was sitting in his truck when it was crushed by a tree. Now, he was well known in the community as the owner of a food truck, El Mandalon. His family tells us that he had 7 kids, 3 in the U.S. and 4 in Mexico. His ex-wife spoke with 5 on Your Side online, and she said, in quote, "He was well liked by all who knew him and loved in the Latino community for his kindness, generosity, and his support. Everyone he ever met was instantly his friend, and this devastating loss will be felt for years to come."
And this morning, the North St. Louis community is mourning after high winds brought down a church in Fountain Park, killing 1 person and trapping at least 3 other people. Right now, we're taking a look at the destruction at Centennial Christian Church. Parishioners told 5 on Your Side many people had gathered there yesterday afternoon for a community service and say in the wake of the tragedy, they're supporting one another.
I'm amazed at all of it. I'm grateful to God despite the pain that the family and families will be enduring. But this church has stood strong over the years, and I believe it'll stand strong today.
And this morning, our newsroom is working to learn the name of the person who was killed. As the sun comes up, revealing the damage from the storm, city leaders, utility crews, and families are now working to put their lives back together.
We have team coverage this morning. Our Travis Cummings is in the central West End for us. Mark Maxwell is in North City, where officials will give us an update on recovery efforts as well.
But first, let's go over to weather impact meteorologist Tracy Henson with the forecast and how the storm damage is actually hampering travel in our city. Tracy?
Yeah, this is definitely not the time to be going anywhere downtown. It is very busy. It is full of emergency crews. Yesterday, I was out on the scene in the central West End and then up into North City, and sirens were blaring from probably emergency sirens, trucks, police cars, from about 4 o'clock all the way till 8:30 when I left that area. Okay, we weren't alone yesterday. Parts of Illinois, Kentucky, south of us near the Boot Heel in Missouri, and some spots in Illinois also seeing some tornadoes yesterday. Lots of reports naturally of strong winds. We saw funnel clouds yesterday in a few areas as well. It was a very busy day across the bi-state. The Doppler radar view shows us just how fast this moved through. These storms were clocking at about 60 to 65 miles per hour, generating some tremendous lightning with them as well. Lightning is often an indicator of the strength of the storm. Of course, we had that tornado that came through the central West End area. We also had up to tennis ball sized hail that tracked near O'Fallon and just into Weldon Spring. Your 7-day forecast here, though, it is looking much quieter. 77 degrees for Saturday with breezy conditions, 79 for Sunday. We will start to see some showers and storms, so we need to get, roofs covered today or tomorrow. Monday and Tuesday, we'll be dealing with showers and storms again. Okay, let's also go over a look at our traffic conditions for us. So right now, we're going to bring it into the city where we're seeing some issues. So pretty much any area that you come across downtown is going to have some spots that will have either closed roads, down trees, down power lines. It is going to take a minute for our emergency crews to get there. Yesterday, when I was along Delmar Boulevard, the police department was actually going through, or not the police department, the fire department was going through and cutting trees to open the road. They were working very fast, but you're still going to come across things like this. Multiple road closures. You see in the little yellow and then the green and then in the purple. Those could be areas that are actually closed. Those could also be areas that have power lines down.
All right, thank you, Tracy. One of the hardest hit areas, as Tracy was saying, was the Central West End, where a lot of folks were able to see the store move across Forest Park, and you were actually kind of caught up in that situation as well.
Oh yeah, so I started the afternoon, I had spent the afternoon, all afternoon in the Central West End, and then moved on to 40 and got caught in the storm there. Let's go to Travis Cummings, who is live in the Central West End for us. And Travis, what are you seeing as the sun's coming up?
Yeah, Michelle and Rennie, as that sun comes in, we're able to see the quick and intense devastation that wreaked havoc here on the Central West End. If I had to describe the atmosphere for you this morning, desolate. It's very chilling to watch these images, and I'll tell you why. We're looking at buildings, facades completely blown out this morning. This is an old antique shop here. You can see the siding has come down. There is glass scattered throughout the streets, and this is the story all up and through the Central West End this morning. We're on Euclid Avenue, so this is sort of inundated with down power lines, as Tracy's been telling you. We also have down trees in this area. Something that you're going to need to watch this morning are the power lines. The power lines are literally sinking here into the roads. There are some that are just toppled over. You're going to have to be careful as you navigate these streets this morning. As you know, the streets did go on curfew at 9 o'clock last night. They're opening back up at 6 o'clock. So we're starting to see people sort of out this morning trying to get their eyes and assess the damage as we are. But again, as you're walking these roads, you're going to want to be careful. I do see people driving down the streets. You do want to be careful because there are glasses scattered throughout. There's those trees, and we haven't even begun to see the response to all of this just yet. We're just up the road from the Mobile Command Center this morning, where St. Louis Fire, St. Louis Police are all on scene. I'm starting to see some neighborhood watch groups as well, blocking off entrances and exits to certain neighborhoods just because it's that bad, it's that powerful. Now, in terms of the people this morning, that's what I really want to shine a light on. I'm walking up here to a woman that I found here on the corner right by Evangeline's, which, as you know, is a music venue here, a bistro and music house. But this is Sydney Robinson here, and I asked her simply, I said, what are you doing here on this corner, by yourself this morning? Sydney, good morning to you once again. Tell me why you're here.
I'm just trying to charge my phone to get service, just to let people know that we are right over here.
Yeah. You told me that you live just a couple of blocks down. Kind of paint the picture for me. What are your family dealing with this morning as they wake up?
So we just don't have power, down trees, down power lines. Streets are so congested with debris that we have in the park blocks away and walk to our homes. People just outside trying to clear the streets for the Ameren to come through. We're waiting on them to put up new power lines because everything just demolished over there.
Now, you said you have ties to New Orleans, and you said something that really struck a chord with me this morning. Kind of compare for me this site.
Oh yeah, so it's just the devastation from what happened to yesterday from Katrina, just dilapidated buildings, things knocked over, no real insight on what's going on, when we gonna find relief, who gonna help us. A lot of people, homes are completely gone, leveled homes.
Well, Sydney, stay safe, and those are the questions a lot of people are answering this morning, and we're going to make our way down throughout the Central West End because we know that there are so many more people that homes have been completely wiped out this morning. We do know that St. Louis Police, St. Louis Fire, a mobile command post is set up there in the Aldi parking lot just a block over from us, so we're hoping to get more answers from city leaders and city officials. For now, we're live in the Central West End. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
Our mom's gone, her house is gone, and just being able to pull our brother out.
I was riveted yesterday watching this live coverage. It was emotional, an emotional moment of a man being rescued in North St. Louis, and this is in Newstead.
Our Mark Maxwell, he was there during all of that as it unfolded in North St. Louis at Union and Westminster Forest this morning. And Mark, you were there during all of this. You watched the firefighters, the police, and everybody working, and neighbors working as well. One of the things you pointed out yesterday that really struck me was the way you talked about how the first responders jumped into action.
Yeah, and Rennie and Michelle, good morning. I could also give any of our viewers an update on the condition of Garfield Lacey, the 45-year-old man who was trapped underneath all of that brick and rubble last night. I talked to his sister on the phone late last night. She called and said his recovery is going to take some time. Underneath all that debris, as you can imagine, he took a lot of plaster and a lot of that dust into his lungs. He wasn't able to talk last night. He had a few broken ribs. He was crushed under all that weight. He was shaky and standing when he came out of that pile, so they do have hope that he can make a recovery. But like our town, his future, it's going to be a while. Things are pretty rough. I want to give you a scene of the devastation here because it's overwhelming. As far as the eye can see, in a 360-degree direction at the position we're at here, you can see the force of the storm. Just take a look at what happened to the roof of this home behind me. You'll see just off to my right, your left, as our photojournalist Liz Hagans gives you an idea at some of the roofing that still drapes over the torn tree branches. And that's just one sign of how far the wind carried some of the roofing materials. Those are not light. That's a heavy piece of material. You look as far as you can down this street, you can't even see a clear passageway. Some person is trying to return to their home, it looks like right here. And I'll just tell you, this is a big main street, Union here. Any of the cars that have driven past so far, people are stunned. No one is speeding past this. Their jaws are dropping, they're stopping, and they can't believe it. Our beautiful city is wrecked this morning. You look farther this way, you see some of these older historic homes. This is kind of a gated community, right? A private street. This part of St. Louis was not spared. I'll show you down Union. I told you the 360-degree direction. That's a church right there. It took a lot of severe damage. You see trees, branches strewn all up and down the sidewalks, the trees, a street sign across the way here, completely toppled over. That's just the beginning of it. Again, on the other side, another one of these gated private streets. These are a lot of wealthy homes, expensive homes. They're going to have a lot of pickup to do. The farther north we go, homes have been flattened. We're going to work our way that way throughout the morning. As Travis told you, there's an incident command center on Kings Highway and Delmar where the governor will come today, emergency management officials will come today. But we just wanted to give you just a brief 360-degree view of this one perspective. I don't think any one news camera, any one newsroom could possibly lay eyes on all of the devastation that we're seeing as we drive through street by street this morning. This is going to take a while to pick up. We're going to need help from our neighbors around the community, from different states, from the country. This is going to be a big pickup effort, and we're just now getting our first glimpse at how bad it all was. But for now, live in St. Louis, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Mark. Right now we're going to take a live look out over Forest Park. We do know that there was damage to the zoo, damage to the boathouse, and damage to the clubhouse for the golf course. We're going to update that throughout the morning to let you know whether or not those things are back open today.